Okay, I know it's been a little while. I had I got COVID. That wasn't fun, and that got me behind on a whole bunch of other things. And sorry about the delay. But anyway, I am back, and we're gonna do the vertical stabilizer in this little episode, and it's gonna be very similar to what we did in the previous episode with the horizontal stabilizer. And what we want to do is we want to create a new component, and I want to create it off of the top component on here and create new component. And we're going to call this vertical stabilizer or stab. That's fine. Okay, so let's go turn our canvases on that we need to do this. It may be a little slow in loading this canvas up because it's been a while since I opened this file. And all right, here we go. So I'm just going to create the sketch on the side plane here, and we have our component selected. And this is, like I said, very similar to what we did before for the horizontal stabilizer. I'm just going to follow these outlines here. And so the stabilizer sits in a little bit different position than on the plan, but that's okay for what we need to do here. And I want this to be 90 degrees. Nope, not 90. I need to unlock that. Yeah, let's do that. And my fan is kicking on my computer, and I apologize for that noise. That happens. Okay, let's come down here. Follow this. I'm just going to come all the way down. I think I want this to go into the top of the fuselage to give it a little more strength. Strength is always good. And let's see here. Just going to bring this all the way back. I don't know why that's 60 degrees from what. Now let's do that, and then we're going to put a horizontal constraint on it. That'll take care of that. Horizontal constraint on that. Let's make these little adjustments here. Okay. And let's put this line here. Come down to that point. That's filled, which is always good. And let's put another line coming down here. And again, I want this to go into the stabilizer, the horizontal stabilizer. Okay. Let's double this line. I'll give my gap a 30-second. And for all you non-Americans, that is 2.3. Oh no, that is 0.8 millimeters. I know, the USA is still doing this archaic system, but it works. I use both in everything that I do every day. All right, let's create another offset. We're going to turn the chaining off, and these are supposed to be 3/8 by 3/16. So I'm going to go ahead and put in 3/8. And it's nice that Fusion can take a fraction and just about anything you can throw at it. Again, 3/8. Now here, I want to do an offset of this line because that's the forward part of my rudder, but I can't do an offset of an offset, so we have to break this relationship up here. So I'm going to select this. That means those are related. Now they're not, and I can create this offset, which would be negative, actually, 0.375. Some days you get lucky. Okay. And we need this line to extend. That's where we want it to extend. And we don't need that to be that long, so let's trim that. We'll clean all this little bits up. That doesn't need to be there, and this doesn't need to be there. Let's do this line at 0.375. Okay. Let's do this leading edge at negative 0.375. Or 9.5 millimeters for those of you people that live in the rest of the world. So here I'm going to trim back where all these sticks go and where they don't. And trim that one back. This one needs to be extended right here. Going to extend that. And this is going to go down into that fuselage. I think I need to lower that line so it's sitting in the right spot. There we go. That's where that needs to be. I'm going to delete this line. Oops. So when you do an offset and you delete the parent line, it's going to delete the other line too. So just remember, if you do that, that's where that line went. And I think I can make this. No, I'm probably going to have to project this line. Say OK. And then I want to make this line collinear with that. There we go. Now let's extend this little leading edge part and extend that part. There we go. We can get rid of this line. We don't need that there. Okay, and let's go ahead and make this bottom piece negative 0.375. That's that, and this looks like it's going to be a 1/4 inch. This is a very light empennage, I can tell you that much. Okay, let's clean up these lines that we don't need to go across. Don't need that there, and this can't go there, so let's clean that up. Clean that up. Well, I kind of wanted that to go all the way through, but it'll be all right. Another thing you could always do is make the bottom a little bit deeper just to set in there if you want it to have a little more rigid. But I am going to make it inset on the horizontal stabilizer. So I'm going to come in about right here and draw that there. So that'll make that inset. And I think because the laser doesn't cut at an angle, I am going to draw this down to here. It doesn't want to. Yeah, I don't know if any of you've gotten COVID, but it sticks with you. Just like pancakes for breakfast. Let's see here. That goes there. I want to make this shoot straight down from here to there. Okay. Now let's extend this line here, there. Trim this back. And that will fix that. Got all that doubled. That doubled. Need to double this. Yep, I'm going to make that 375 as well. Say okay. Trim off the excess, what we don't need. Extend this. And I think I need to, no, I'll do that a little bit different. I think I can notch that in there just to do something different. Trim that, trim that. Okay, let me turn off this, all this other stuff so I can see what I have. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's put the ribs in, and I'm going to do a thin extrude on these ribs. I find that to be a little bit easier. Alright, let's get rid of what we don't need. There's always this little spot right there. Okay. And I think we're good. We just need to dimension this. Let's move that canvas there. So let's start putting in dimensions. Let's add a length to this. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. It had the right way I wanted to do it the first time. There we go. Do that. I wonder if I need to add. Yep, that's over constraint. So cancel that. There we go. And let's go from here to here. That will take care of that. If we put this angle in, it should, well, oh, that's got a, this has, it said it was over constraint because this has a parallel constraint to it already. And we don't need this dimension. We actually got to go clean something up. Clear that out. And we have to cut. Oh, we got a couple of things we need to fix. Extend. Trim. Trim. That should be white all the way down. Okay, that looks good. Back to dimensioning. So for some reason it doesn't like this angle. Yeah, it says that's over constraint. Alright. Because of this parallel thing? I don't know. Oh, let's put a dimension here. I think that'll make that black. Yep, that's what it was. This probably, yeah. Nope, I don't want to do that one. I want to do no, I've got my angle there. I just need this length. It's kind of late at night. Okay, that's an over constraint too. Well, let's then do this. Nope, that's not what I want. let's do this. Sometimes it's always tricky finding what constraints that it's looking for, so we can fully constrain our sketch. And I still see a lot of people that don't constrain their sketches, and I just don't think that's a good practice, because sometimes things can happen and you'll wonder why, and it's because the sketches weren't constrained. Okay. Let's do this. Actually, we need to get rid of this, because that's going to be a part of that. 89.3 degrees. Okay, whatever. What is this looking for? That's over constrained. Well, let's go to this then. I hope everybody's been able to follow all the other stuff that I've done. And if it's helping you, let me know. You know, it's some of the responses I've got from people I know, they seem to like it, and it's helped them. And one of the things I've always said is you really have to you got to keep up with, you know, practicing all the basics. It's just like anything else, you know. If you're learning a sport, you do the fundamentals all the time. You're learning baseball, you're always out there throwing the ball. It's just what you do. Well, what is it looking for? I don't understand. Okay. We'll give it a distance from a known part. And for some reason, we cannot get this constraint, and I'm not too sure why these guys are being that way. That's over constraint. That's over constraint. Oh, maybe I need a dimension here. Nope. Maybe I need a dimension here. Nope. Maybe I need a dimension here. Oh, that ain't it. Well, found it. Okay. We are fully constrained. Sometimes if you see all these dimensions and stuff and they're in your way, you can turn them off over here in a little sketch palette. And I think we look pretty good. So let's finish this sketch, and I'm going to extrude this in groups like I did before, because if you do it all at once, it's going to connect everything, and we don't want to do that. So let's select the extrude tool, and we want this to be symmetric. And over here on measurement, you got half length or whole length, and we want our whole length to be 3/16. So we're going to select our part, and we can go ahead and put in 3/16, and we want to do this one. So none of these that are connected we can do. And we're going in the center line. You can see there's some on each side of our sketch. And we say okay. Now let's turn our sketch back on, and we can create these other bodies. We're going to do the same thing. symmetric. Oops, not two sides, symmetric. And hole length, and the distance is going to be 3/16. And we want that to go too. We want this to go and this to go. And we want to make sure that we select new body. So then those are all new bodies. And now let's do this one the same way. And symmetric, hole length, 3/16. That's yeah, 0.1875 or 4.76 millimeters for those other people. We're going to go new body, select OK, and there we go. Now for the ribs, I wanted to do something a little different, but I think I got it here. I'm going to select the ribs. We're going to go up to extrude, hit thin extrude. Now select them. And the same thing, we're going to go symmetric. But now here again, there's this wall location. We want to make sure and go center. That means if you go to one side or the other, I'll show you real quick. And I think I showed in the other videos how that works. So 3/16 depth, and then the wall thickness has to be 1/4 inch, right? So there's our wall thickness right there. And this is set to cut. We don't really want it to cut, but here I'm going to show what happens when you select a side. If you go wall location, side 1 is going to put it on one side of our line, and then side 2 is going to put it on the other side, and of course centers it on a line. We're going to create new bodies. I'm going to say OK. Now I want to turn these bodies off real quick. We can turn our sketch off. We're done with that. Let's just turn these off. There we go. And I want to make these a little bit longer. So I'm going to select these faces. Nope, don't want to do that. I think I can do more than one. Yeah, there we go. If you go to press pull, you can select more than one face. And I'm just going to go in, I think it was 3/8 of an inch. So if we go in, let's just say, we'll be weird and make it 5/32. Okay, and then let's do the same thing here. Press pull, or you can hit Q on your keyboard and it will do the same thing. And let's select all these faces, and we're going to go in 5/32. Yeah. And that's 3.9 millimeters for all you people. And no, I'm not guessing. I actually have a cheat sheet on my computer. Press pull. Let's go ahead and select all of these. Oh, we got to be 5/32. Weird dimension, but okay. All right, so now let's turn all these back on. So now, when you cut this out with the laser, we can create these notches this way. And there's a couple of ways we could have done this. We're going to go combine, and we want this to be our tool body. And I'm going to select cut, keep tools, and just come on down, select those, and we're going to repeat this. If you right click and go up, you can get that menu again, and I'll show you again how that works. Or you can repeat the last thing. So you right click, you go up, and you see where it says repeat combine. That's what we want to do. So now we're going to cut. These are our tools. Boom, and repeat. And this is our tool, or yeah, our target body. Here's our tools. Boom, there we go. Now we have a couple of fillets on here. Let's do those really quick. Let's see where they go. Okay, there's one here and one there, and that's it. All right, I'm not even going to use that as a guide. I'm just going to put the fillets in where I think it should be. I'm going to create a sketch on top of this face right here. And come in here with our line tool. And we want to project this line. And we want to project this line and this line. Let's say OK. Now we can come here and put that wherever you want it. There we go. And we can finish the sketch. And I'm going to go to Extrude, select our profiles. And I want them to come to this side. And I think earlier versions you would have to hit to object. But if you click on an object now, it will move it over there for you. And we want these to be new bodies. And there we have it. There is our vertical stabilizer, and we have to cut it into our horizontal stabilizer. So I'm going to come over here and turn the horizontal stabilizer on. And I'm going to go ahead and make that as active. And I'm going to hit the combine button. We're going to cut again. That's our function. We're going to use this little bit as our tool. Keep tools, and then now when you turn the vertical off, we have a little slot right there, and there's our fuselage, and we made some more progress. And I am hoping that I can get to the canopy and the wing. I'll probably do the wing next because everybody is curious about wings, and then I'll do the canopy. After this, I think all the next videos I'm going to do are going to be just kind of like studies. So like showing how to do tapered wings, how to do curved turtle decks on fuselages with stringers, without stringers, with sheeting, and then I'll get into how to flatten the sheeting in order to cut it on a laser cutter or CNC mill, whatever you have, or if you print it out, make a template. But you have to do something with the curved parts. So that'll be the next thing. I'm not going to design an entire airplane from beginning to end. But this one I wanted to do. So anyway, I hope everybody's getting this. And if you have any questions, please feel free to make comments or shoot me an email. Thank you guys.